Hello, pattern lovers. You're welcome and welcome back. It's yet another exciting tutorial, and in today's video, we'll be drafting this simple top with a princess that Godets, no neckline cutout, and the sleeve is called the kimono way. So if you're interested in that, then kindly watch this video to the end and let's get straight into it. So on my pattern paper, I'm going ahead to mark a starting point line. Then from that line now, I'm going to go down to the bust point. You're going down to your actual bust point. Then I'm going to mark the same thing on this other side. Then go down to my half length and then to the blouse length. So the blouse length is 7 inches from my waistline. Whatever blouse length you want, go ahead and do it. Then now I'm going to mark out this line, then label it accordingly. Coming to the shoulder line, I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then from that point, I'll be adding extra 4 inches. You're going to add 3 to 4 inches from your actual shoulder measurement divided by 2 on the shoulder line. Then whatever it is I have up here, I'm going to minus 1 inch from that and mark it on the bust point line, just like this. Then I'm going to connect it, and you see that it's now slanted, meaning that it's not the same measurement we have at the top that we have on the bust point line. On the waistline, I'm going to mark the bust span measurement. That's your nipple to nipple divided by 2. I'll mark the same thing on the blouse length. Then coming here, you can decide to mark the same thing, but trust me, the princess that is not going to get, like the line is not going to follow it if you mark it on the bust point line. Okay, what you're going to do is to measure what you have here and divide that into 2 equal halves if you want. But instead of marking 5 inches, I marked 4.5 here. I went up here 4.5. And now I'm going to connect the bust span I have on the blouse length and also on the waistline. Then I'm going to come to this bust point and mark the bust span so that you see what I was trying to explain. Now I'm going to use my curve to connect it to the bust span I have on the waistline and trying to connect it to the one I have on the bust point. You see that it's not going to come out right. So you're going to place your curve until you have it right, and then you're going to curve it first to the bust point line, and then you're going to just connect it straight to the bust span you have on the waistline. And now on both sides of this dot line, I'm going to mark 0.75. You can also do 1 inch on both sides because the waistline is fitted. Now I'm going to extend it down to the bust span I have on the blouse length on both sides this way. Then after that, I'm going to take it up to the bust line on the bust span on the bust line. Then after that, this is what it's looking like. Now, coming to the waistline, I'm going to get the waist measurement divided by 4. That's the waist circumference divided by 4, plus the 1.5 that's intake. Then on the blouse length, I'm going to mark just the hip measurement divided by 4. There's no that intake, so we are not replacing any dots on that point. Now, on this bust point line, you're making sure that you have your bust measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch is. So if you added 4 inches to your shoulder measurement, trust me, is going to be like that. Okay, like if you follow the same process I did there and you added 4 inches to your shoulder measurement, is going to be your bust measurement divided by 4 plus extra 1 inch is, if you follow the same thing I shared here. Do you understand that? Then I'll go ahead and connect the measurement out this way. Now the next thing, now I thought I was recording, but what I did there was tightening. So if I measure what I have here now, it's almost double of my round sleeve. My round sleeve is 6.5, which is 13. And then if I measure what I have left here, you see that I have about 3.5. If I leave it like that, it's going to give you that excess you see from the beginning of this video around the armhole area. So what I did was to start from the princess seam and I came down 2.5, then connected it to the bust span on the bust line. So this way we did some tightening, which will help with the gaping. Now, for the neckline, you're not cutting anything on the neckline except you want to. What you're going to do is to create how much space you want for the neckline. Okay, then if you want, you can go down ½ inch or 1 inch, then you connect it from that point. But what is on the thumbnail, you're just creating a space for your head and then you start from that point and join the shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out and you're going to watch how I'm going to close the gaping dart. So you slash it like this and then you apply your water glue in between and then you place it on the bust point line this way. So I'm supposed to like I'll do this before cutting out the side, but what I'll do now is to just connect it as I see it here. Okay, you blend in the distorted line and then you cut out the rest of the pattern this way. After cutting on the bust point on this side front, you're going to blend it. Please blend it properly. Okay, and then I try to add to the side front so that it will be equal by the time we are joining and we don't have shortage. And I think I ended up creating shortage for that side front. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the front. Now for the back, it's going to be the same thing. If you look at what you have on the thumbnail, if you're okay with the dart intake you have, the waist is supposed to be fitted. Do you understand? But I highly recommend zipper on the center back. Okay, there's no zipper there. And because of the neckline, if the zipper gets to the neckline, it's going to affect, like it's going to be uncomfortable for you. So I recommend that you start from the down and fix your zipper to at least above the waistline so that you can wear it easily. Then for the neckline, I said you're not cutting out anything. Let's say I want to do 5 inches wideness. Then from that point, I'm going to start from that point and join the shoulder. That's pretty much about it. You're not cutting anything on the neckline. Then after joining the two shoulder, like the front and back, on the left hand side, you're going to create some pleats. Okay, just create some pleats, tiny tiny pleats, and then you stick in your you stick your applique on it. You fix your applique on that point. Then by the time you wear your top, you're going to push it in a way that the neckline is dropping on that side that you have the applique on. Okay, in a way that the neck width is touching your neckline on the right hand side and then dropping on the left hand side where you have the applique. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Now for the godet, you're going to measure from your waist to the blouse length, and for me I have 7 inches. Okay, it's 7 inches. And then now you're going to bring in a fresh paper and you're going to fold it like you're cutting a half circle. Okay, you just fold it um like this, just small like this. If you want to cut one of these, I'll be showing you in case you want to cut two once. And then you're going to start from the top and then you go down to 8.5. I measured 7 inches on my blouse. Yeah, I'm going to do 8.5 here. Whatever you measured from your waist to the blouse length, you're going to add 1 inch at least or 1.5 to it. So mine is 8.5 and I'm going to mark it all around from the tip. Okay, from the sharp point you have at the top, that's where you're going to place your measuring tape and then you measure around the 8.5 if that is the case. Okay, then here you're going to mark how wide you want it to be, and I did 3.5, which is 7 inches by the time I open it up, and then I'm going to connect it this way to the top. Then right after cutting it out, this is what it's looking like. So in case you want to cut two at once and you have a piece of fabric like this, you're going to fold it into two this way. Like you fold it in a triangular form this way, and then you're going to start from the tip, this tip. And I said you're measuring whatever you have from the waist to the blouse length, you're adding 1 inch to it or 1.5. Okay, for my case it's 8.5, and you see that I marked the 8.5 all around, making sure I maintain the position of my tape at the tip of the paper. Then after that, I measured round and I have 6.5, which is okay. For what is on the thumbnail, I think they use just 6 inches. So 6.5 works, 7 inches works. You're going to cut like 7 so that you have joining allowance on both sides. And then this is where you're going to fix this on the dart line. Okay, you're going to start from the down and then you sew up. And that's why you added that 1 inch or 1.5 extra so that after joining, you still have the same thing you're supposed to have. You're cutting the front, the center front on fold, then you're cutting 4 pieces of the godet, and then for this side, you're cutting 4 pieces of it, okay? Then you're cutting two of the center front, but remember I said I highly recommend you use a fastener for the back because of the waist area. I would like you to make the waist area fitted so that the godet will flare out nicely for a good fit. But yeah, if your fabric is too stretchy, you can also do without zipper. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this tutorial. Go ahead and transfer this to your fabric, add the necessary allowance, and happy sewing. And with this, I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye bye.